There's a place not so far away. A place where you don't have to keep the volume down. Or clean up your room. A place where you don't have to make time for free time. You don't have to do anything but show up. You'll find all sorts of creatures in this place without have to. The silly you. The proud you. You may even meet the curious you.
Tickling me. You!
There are lots of yous to catch up with. Ask your parents to take you to this not-so-far-away place. Come to the forest, where the other you lives. But first, stop by discovertheforest.org.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you can hear me, clap twice. Hello, can you hear me? Great. Welcome. So I'm going to go over some just kind of logistical items so that the award ceremony can flow smoothly. This isn't the official start of the ceremony itself, but just to let you know how everything will be flowing. So we have 8 award recipients to provide tonight. And so what we will be doing is one of us on council will be introducing the award recipient, and then our video team will be playing a video about that award recipient. And then the person introducing will invite the recipient on stage. And so if you're an organization, feel free to have the entire organization's members come up on stage. Please come up on stage on this side of the dais here, okay? And so at that point, the council member will provide the award to the recipient or the representative of the organization that would be receiving the award, and then that council member will go over here, and then that's when the award recipient has an opportunity to make a few remarks. And so at that point, once those remarks are done, please basically, I don't know what this is, stage right, just go this way, basically, with the council member. And then the next person who is presenting to the next award recipient will come up. Okay, all clear? All right, so I got one head shake from a sarcastic fellow council member, but I think this should be a really fun event. Thank you for being here tonight, and I'll go ahead and start the ceremony once I get the thumbs up from video crew that we're ready to do so. Are we in good shape here? All right, before we do this, how's everyone going tonight? All right? All right. Okay, so welcome everyone to the 2022 Cupertino CREST Awards. CREST stands for Cupertino Recognizes Extra Steps Taken. We are so very grateful for all of you here tonight as representatives of the various award recipients for our volunteer awards for 2022 in Cupertino. We're also just very grateful for all of our volunteers throughout the city. The CREST Awards have been going on for a number of years now, and as all of you know and recognize, we have various categories this year, and in fact, the categories started 4 years ago when I was mayor in 2018. And so this seems to be a pretty good showing. You can feel free to give input to any of our council members. We have Vice Mayor Liang Chow here today. We have Council Member John Willey. We have Council Member Kitty Moore and Council Member Hung Wei. So we have a full house for our council to present all of these awards to our wonderful and deserving recipients of the CREST Awards this year. And so if you have any input regarding the format, if you feel nostalgic for the old format where we simply didn't have categories, feel free. We're a very receptive type of council to input points, and we're really eager to hear from people as to what their opinions are in various topics. So thank you very much once again for being here with us tonight. This again is the Cupertino Recognizes Extra Steps Taken Award for the year 2022. And we are, again, just so very grateful for the efforts of all of the volunteers that we have throughout the community. We've just come off of a very challenging couple of years. And of course, we all know that we're still in the middle of those challenges. And I can say throughout the entirety of the time, and before and I hope after this pandemic is past us, we are going to be recognizing and leaning on the efforts of our volunteers to make the community what it is. And one of the things that I think of when thinking about this very challenging time that we've been through in the last couple of years is how volunteers pulled together. They pulled together to make PPE when those PPE masks weren't available for members of vulnerable communities early on in the pandemic. They pulled together to donate the PPE. They pulled together to be able to deliver. And so, you know, it's just one aspect of things that make Cupertino what it is, but it is not surprising at all that in the midst of all of this, Cupertino has continued to have the very lowest rates of COVID contraction throughout the entirety of the county of Santa Clara. And that's really saying quite a bit because our county rates are really quite low from both a statewide and a nationwide perspective. So thank you very much for everything that you do. Before we start the formal presentation of the awards, our video crew has an introductory montage of the CREST Awards. So let's roll that.
In our town, there are everyday people who rise above to serve their community and bring us all closer together. Join us as we honor your neighbors who have taken the extra step to make Cupertino safer, greener, and more connected. Join us as we celebrate the CREST Award winners.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Our first award recipient tonight is the Rising Star Award. And the Rising Star Award is given to someone who is a more recent volunteer in our community and from whom we've seen so many wonderful efforts, but also hope and expect to see future efforts as well. Tonight, the Rising Star Award for 2022 goes to Sumita Kirtani.
My name is Sumita Kirtane. My daughter encouraged me, go to center, meet the people, try to speak in English. So make your friends there. So we both started going there. You see, there is a one thing should be in volunteer in heart to give something to the other to help. to help, the other people. If they have that attitude to something for the others, they are happy to come. They will enjoy. And so many people are there who want to do something. I think community should be happy, go together, harmony. And if we have something, we should give the people at least some way, this way or that way. That's my problem. Because because of my whole life, I see many problems for a person. If we help little bit of them, it's great. If we feel good in our heart. Yeah. I like to donate, I like to work something. That's it. I am proud of helping the others. I saw old ladies and gentlemen than me dancing line dance classes, nicely dancing, and when I go there to take the attendance, myself also start dancing there. They so nice atmosphere. Everybody with me saying, Sumita, go and take the attendance so you can be there for 10 minutes for dancing. Hidden treasure, you know what is that? People donate the things to center and we sorting it out, whether it is good or not, making it good, putting a label on it, what price of label. Then one day of the sale, they put all the things and the people come and buy these things. So this all money goes to center. And volunteering is not a big job. Go do something, just serve and feel happy. When you see the smile on the other face, we feel happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sumita Kirtani. Congratulations, Sumita. Sumita, before I hand over the mic to you, I just wanted to provide a little bit of context to our guests assembled here, as well as our public watching this on video or YouTube. Sumita volunteered at the Senior Center for a couple of groups. One was the Needlecraft group, and she did get her husband and neighbors and friends involved in needlecraft. The Needlecraft group donates items to needy individuals. And Sumita has also volunteered for the Hidden Treasures group as part of the Senior Center. And very similar to her work with Needlecraft, she got her friends and her neighbors involved as well. And so that really epitomizes the power of volunteerism when you think about the various ripple effects that we have to encourage other people to get involved as well. And so Sumita, let me give you another microphone for your remarks. Here you go. If you care to say any.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody. The excellent encouragement and teaching and guidance that I received from each and every one of the Cupertino Senior Center for few years to work as a volunteer, that is why I got this opportunity to be here today in front of you all. I am not an expert at speaking in front of an audience, so I will make an attempt to read out and express my gratitude for receiving for this honor. Sorry, my speech may be not good because I had a stroke 3 months back. So I visited Cupertino Senior Center for few times in 2014, and it was Miss Peggy Ford who encouraged me to become a volunteer and also helped me to complete the background check in sheriff's office to become a volunteer. I soon realized it was truly a joy to work as a volunteer, and I got an opportunity to work at front desk. All this time, Mr. Jason, Mr. Amendawi, Alex, Mr. Robert, and also Mr. Raphael gave me all the training to work on the computer, and they were always there to guide me and correct my mistakes, which I were plenty. Coming out of house once a week and work as a volunteer give me great relaxation and opportunity to interact with many visitors, learn various processes. It was a real pleasure participating in hidden treasure activities, newsletter collecting, etc. I am really honored to receive this award. I am eagerly looking forward to get into the normal health and be back to front desk and also rejoin my little work colleagues. Thank you. And I want to share one thing with my needlework colleagues is that when I got the stroke, my hand are like this, but I cannot bring the fingers up. For the 1 month, I was trying. It's not going like to be. But after some my exercise and efforts and physiotherapy, I can move my fingers. Then I think about the knitting, my dear, and I start knitting. For some days, I cannot hold the needle, but little by little, I am doing it. And see, my fingers are moving down because only of knitting. So, thank you for needlecraft, all my colleagues. Thank you.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Next, I'll introduce our organization of the year, Cupertino Senior Center Needlecraft Volunteer Group. They are seated over here. They meet weekly at the Cupertino Senior Center, and they donate what they have produced to the VA hospital, the Kaiser El Camino Hospital, and homeless shelters. An estimate of last year, they have donated likely 400 to 600 items to this hospital. It's an amazing amount of work by a small group of about 10 to 15 core members. And I think what's unique about this particular award and the Rising Star is these two awards are nominated by our senior center staff. They support 200 senior volunteers who are contributing actively back to the community. And this is just a small part of those volunteer work. And I think this is a testimony to the great work Cupertino Senior Center staff is providing to our community. And let's first watch a video about the Needlecraft Volunteer Group.
I hope so, because I have a lot of stuff at home I need to get rid of.
Do they take husbands?
That's not one of them.
Did you get that one on?
She's terrible.
We purchase our own yarn and make blankets, scarves, hats for the veterans, for homeless, and we make baby blankets for hospitals, Kaiser, El Camino, whoever takes them for newborns.
We make blankets like for the wheelchairs for the vets, and we make baby hats for Kaiser. And once a year we do 30 hats for community services. We make 30 hats for that. What else do we make? Hats for the homeless.
So we have one patient from Kaisers came in to visit us and thank us for the hat. So we get to talk to her and we gave her some more hat.
We visit and laugh and have fun while we're doing something constructive and worthwhile.
Personally, it makes me happy and fulfilling, giving something to somebody, especially for say, the veterans, blankets for wheelchair-bound or handicap or even non-wounded veterans, to feel like you're giving something back to them for what they've given for their country. I just really enjoy when I'm able to come to our knitting crochet group, that I really do enjoy the time that we spend together. It's a good socialization, camaraderie. We have a good time. We become real friends with each other. And I'm glad that Cupertino has that outlet for people that would like to do something for their community.
Well, I think we should all do very well, do a lot of work for all those organizations we give to. You know, like the blankets for the veterans and the homeless people. Well, I think it's great for people don't have nothing and get something, you know.
So I'm told that even if you don't know how to knit or crochet, you can join the group. They will teach you. So there is no excuse to not starting. And then even if you don't do that, there are plenty of volunteer opportunities in senior center. They even make videos, and then they won awards at film festivals. I'm looking forward to watch those videos. Now, without further ado, let's welcome the Needlecraft volunteer group to the stage. And Joanne Watt will be speaking for them. So here. Okay, Joanne.
Thank you. As you have heard, this group has been very busy. We do a lot of work, actually, although it's fun for us. We are a special group. We've become friends. We have a good time, even though we're helping other people. And that's what volunteering is all about, I think, at the senior center. There's a lot of that going on. If you're the right age, you don't even have to live in Cupertino. You can come become a member and join any one of these wonderful things you're going to read about or hear about. Thank you for this award.
Yeah. I think now let's take a photo. I forgot the real important thing, the award. Yeah. So, here's the award. I'm too excited. Yeah. Okay.
We're done?
Yeah, we're done. I think you scroll out from here. So come here. Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Boy, what a wonderful evening, and to have a chance to thank our volunteers from our community. It's great. And I'm honored to be able to present to the Organization of the Year Award to I Love STEM. Well, I clearly remember growing up reading, writing, and arithmetic. But times have changed, and now it's STEM, S-T-E-M. Science, technology, engineering, and math. And so it's wonderful to have this group, I Love STEM, in our community to assist our youth and foster an interest in STEM. And at this time, let's watch a little video and learn a little bit more about them.
This did originally start off in my living room with just 4 kids, and now being able to see the impact we've created all over the world, it's really nice to see. Anusha and I both grew up in Cupertino, and we held our first We Love STEM class right across from here, like a few feet away at the Cupertino Library. It's a nonprofit organization that aims to foster and inspire a love for STEM in kids from a young age.
We Love STEM is for students, particularly those from underprivileged or underrepresented communities who may not have the same access to resources that a lot of us may have experienced.
What we do here at We Love STEM is basically give an opportunity to other students from other areas of the U.S. and the world, the opportunity to explore STEM and have the opportunity to figure out what do they like and be able to use their creativity. Being able to work with our students and watch them grow has been one of my favorite parts of being a part of We Love STEM, because we were able to watch how our students who started out in elementary school and are now getting ready to go to high school grow up, and we can watch them grow into their personalities, become more confident, be able to talk to others. So I just want to say thank you for letting me help you grow, watching you grow, and teaching you.
It means so much to me, like getting to know every one of my children and their personalities. Like, I feel like we're a family, and that's honestly the best part of it all. Sometimes it hits me that I actually am making a difference in so many lives. A while back, after I'd finished teaching a class, which was on Zoom, I was watching the playback for this class, just playing in the background, and just hearing my voice, hearing how I was sounding confident, how I sounded like I knew what I was talking about, and like seeing the children interacting with me and learning and growing, it really hit me. It was such a rewarding experience, and everything I do is so worth it, and I really love being a part of this organization.
I really do love planning events for We Love STEM, being able to work with the rest of our team of like 20 plus chapter directors and our 370 plus students. It's really fun to be able to communicate with them and work with them. So just figure out something you really like, and volunteering will just seem like a nice time, like a fun time pass, and you'll really enjoy being able to help others while also having fun.
Let's have Ishani Dawes come up here. I mean, I can't talk about I Love STEM without such an amazing volunteer. That video just speaks volumes to what you two have done in our community and internationally, as we see, fostering this in our youth. Wow, it's way beyond reading, writing, and arithmetic, and so thank you so much. Maybe you'd like to say a few words?
Hi everyone, my name is Ishani Das. I'm 16 years old, a rising senior at Cupertino High School, and also the founder and president of We Love STEM, which is also known as WLS. So there's definitely no doubt that there are serious diversity issues in STEM, which is also known as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education, that result in wage disparities and inequality of overall life and empowerment. For example, only 19 out of the 616 Nobel laureates in physics, science, medicine, and physiology from 1901 to 2019 were women. For this very reason, our mission at WLS is to foster and inspire a love for STEM in children from a young age by offering free of cost educational programs, especially for girls and kids from underprivileged and under-resourced communities. I am honored to have the opportunity to represent the We Love STEM family at this stage today. I would like to start off by thanking the City of Cupertino for this recognition. Cupertino has not only been the only home I've ever known, but also the birthplace of WLS. Our very first public class happened right here at the Cupertino Library in 2019, and standing here today, I can honestly say that we could never have imagined how far we would come. Since then, we've surpassed our greatest imagination by growing to be an organization with 400 plus students across the globe. Working with a team of 20 plus incredible high schoolers across the world and getting the opportunity to teach and directly make an impact on the lives of young children has by far been the most rewarding experience over the past 4 years. I also know that We Love STEM would not be at the position it is today if not for my best friend and Vice President Anusha Singhai. From our very first class in 2019 with 3 students to having 12 international chapters today, there's no one else in the world I could have imagined going through this journey with. Last but not least, I would like to thank our beloved students, parents, chapter directors, community leaders, as well as our corporate patrons who always had our back and kept their faith in us. Thank you, Cupertino. We love you.
What an amazing organization. You know, I'm a true believer in raising the bar, and you guys are raising the bar. So thank you so much for all your work. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I am pleased to present the award for Volunteer of the Year to Rosalind Shiros. When the Cupertino Senior Center reopened, Rosalind taught weekly classes to seniors on how to use smart devices like tablets, laptops, smartphones, and smartwatches. Rosalind spent countless hours creating step-by-step handouts for her students so that they can practice, and she also provided guidance in addition to her classes. Given that I still have an iPhone 12 in a box, I think I need Rosalind's help. During the pandemic, reliance on technology increased everywhere, and many seniors needed to learn how to use technology. Rosalind's patience and friendliness encourages her students to push themselves to be familiar with the function of their devices. Now let's watch the video.
Did you make any albums and stuff? Yes. Yeah? Oh, Sandy, you did. All right, all right. Okay, so. Well, when I retired, after a year, I was pretty bored, so I volunteered to teach, at that time, computers, Apple computers. There are many people who are not tech savvy, especially seniors, and I wanted to be able to help them get into the modern world. I'm pretty tech savvy. I've used computers ever since the first SE came out and did all my tests and quizzes and everything on that. I'm going to show you how to make a memory, okay? So right now, my students range from 55 to last session I had a 96-year-old in my classroom. And of course they get hand-me-downs or brand new devices, and they know nothing about them. They walk in with a phone, and on their text messages, their little badge app icon says something like 2,046 unread text messages. The other thing is phone calls. They get spam risks and everything. In my advanced class, I teach how to use the camera and how to make photo memory movies. My gosh, you should hear the oohs and ahs in that class.
I'm taking Roz's class on iPhone Intermediate. She's very patient and kind and extremely knowledgeable. She knows so much about the iPhone and all the different features. We're always learning new little tips and tricks every week in this class. I think it's really important for seniors to learn this technology because it helps us connect with the rest of the world in more ways than we thought possible.
Hopefully, the seniors in Cupertino will be able to keep up with everything because they know how to use their smartphone. I hope that they are more in touch with the world and their family via technology. Volunteering, it's very enriching for the volunteer, and it's just a joy to see them with their aha moments, you know, how to text and how to send photos, and it's very rewarding to see your students succeed at what you're working on with them.
So congratulations to our Volunteer of the Year, Rosalind Shiros. Now, come on up. Present you with a award. Okay.
Kitty. So I just met Kitty this evening, councilwoman, and I told her that when I retired, I taught for 40 years in CUSD, and I stayed home for a couple years, got really bored, and went to almost every single senior center in the valley. Didn't like any of them. And then finally, your city, our city, Cupertino, opened up the senior center to non-residents. So boy, I signed up right away and asked how I can help. And at that time, believe it or not, it was computers, Big Macs, right? And it was iPhoto. So if you're tech savvy, you know that was quite a while ago. However, technology moves at lightning speed, right? So that wasn't too many years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Then the lab got a new redo, and I moved to iPads, and now it's just iPhone, 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 waiting lists, because all of us have a smartphone. It is truly enriching to impart knowledge to people 50 years and older. It's just a joy to teach. I don't know how else to say that. Their appreciation and those aha moments are just, you know, hit your heart. And they open the box when they first come in my 7-week course, and when they leave, they know how to use that phone. So that gives me such great joy. I want to thank everybody at the Senior Center, the staff, and who always help me in everything that I do. I want to thank the city of Cupertino for giving me this award. And it's my pleasure to continue teaching as long as I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosalind.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me? Nope. Good evening. This is Hung Wei. When it comes to extra steps taking, this Award champion for our public safety champion. Few people can rival her passion, her persistence. In 15 plus years, she compiled information on the 2 quarries in our Cupertino and talk about the impacts of water, air, land, and much more. She testified, you name it, at the State Mining and Geology Board, the Water Board Bay Area, the Water Board, the Bay Area, the Bay Area Quality Management District, Open Space District, the County of Santa Clara. She worked to increase public safety for our kids walking and biking to school, not by being a crossing guard or by developing trails. She actually changed the garbage pickup schedule to make sure that our kids are safe walking and biking to school. This lady is unrivaled in our Cupertino, and I call her a walking encyclopedia if you want to know anything about Stevens Creek Quarry or Lehigh Cement. So let's watch a video of this lady, then you will know who she is.
Why do I do what I do? It's about fixing an injustice, really, and making things right for the community. Cupertino has been my home for over 30 years, and so when I see things that aren't quite right, I just feel like I want to fix them. Usually I tend to find an issue and just dig into it. It was in the early 2000s, and I had met a gentleman named Bill Allman from Los Altos Hills. Bill couldn't wash his car. He was getting this limestone dust and cement on his car, and it was coming from this cement plant here in Cupertino. We were getting a lot of dust pollution from that, and that was one of the many things that I wound up kind of delving into and going up to the city and working with the folks at the Bay Area Air Quality Management District. Went to the water boards, down to the State Mining and Geology Board. One of the fairly recent issues that I worked on was there was quite a bit of traffic between the 2 quarries, between Stevens Creek Quarry and Lehigh. And people were irate, and I had seen the traffic and the dust, and I just knew it wasn't right. So I started digging into all of the rules and regulations about the conditional use permits that Stevens Creek Quarry had, about the routes that the truck routes that they could take. And I turned over my research to the city, and in so doing, they were able to quickly turn around and tell the county, this is not okay and this is why. Having received this award, I realized that, yeah, I guess my focus has been public safety and public good. And I'm a little teary-eyed and embarrassed and humbled, and I'm very grateful, and I'm hoping that we can just keep on trucking on and doing more good for the community. The advice I'd give to somebody who's getting into advocacy, find something that's interesting to you, and then you run with it. Because some of these issues can be really big, they can be daunting. When you find something that is interesting and that you're curious about, then you've got a better chance of making a difference. So that would be another piece of advice I'd have. Be bold, be bold.
Let's welcome our Public Safety Award recipient, Rhoda Fry, to the stage. Rhoda Fry coming up.
as many of you know, I'm not much into contemporaneous speaking, so I've written my notes, and it's really wonderful that you presented this because we were together on this youth organization before Hong Wei was on the council as a mentor. So we go back, and it's so nice. So I thank you for your remarks. You did a great job. So thank you, friends and colleagues, for nominating me for the Public Safety Award. I'm so teary-eyed. I'm so sorry. You didn't know I was a softie, did you? And for being a sounding board, mentor, and supporting of my various causes, which in this moment seem inconsequential compared to national and world events. Just after I learned about the award, a campaign that I had initiated several years ago to protect groundwater from mining throughout our county came to fruition through a referral from Supervisor Otto Lee to the Board of Supervisors. I'm so very grateful to my friends, Mid-Penn, Green Foothills, and the Santa Clara Valley Audubon Society for helping me usher this along. I'll be asking for help when the new ordinance circles back to the board. I've taken on many projects since moving to Cupertino nearly 30 years ago, housing equity in the 1980s, replacing open trash cans with covered ones in wildlife areas, improving safer routes to school, participating in green building ordinances, climate change, preserving historic artifacts, addressing quarries, as you know, impacts, and more. I'm so very grateful to our recent city councils for listening to us residents. We love you. I'm grateful to Mayor Paul for promoting my suggestion to his peers in renaming our city's only nature preserve, McClellan Ranch Park, to McClellan Ranch Preserve. To Mayor Scharf for taking action when I alerted him that Lehigh would have left little seating for us residents at an informational meeting. To Vice Mayor Chow for her persistence, and to cajoling me to lead 2 cohorts on environmental advocacy for high school students in the Young American Policy Advocates. I learned so much from the students, speakers, and other mentors, including Councilmember Way. Councilmember Willie for sending me thoughtful questions, Councilmember Moore for roping me into the Environmental Review Committee, and in general, our awesome counselor for the willingness to review my research and reasoning as to why the outrageous traffic we had between the 2 quarries was unlawful and doing something about it. You make it easy to be a community advocate, and I thank you. Fortunately, the cement plant, which is one of our state's biggest air polluters, ceased operating over 2 years ago. As to the quarry, we have a lot of work ahead of us to make sure that they are appropriately regulated for traffic, land use, air, and water quality. Our next challenge will be to imagine a new use for the 3,500-acre Lehigh property that the county proposes to purchase, and I hope you will join in that effort, including Rocada's office, and I already tracked you down today, so I thank you for that, and thank you very much.
Wow, I think an award for Rhoda is really long overdue, and it's well-deserved recognition for many, many years of advocacy. We see that so many Cupertino and even non-Cupertino residents who take extra steps to make this such a wonderful place. And the next awardee is also someone who should have been recognized long ago, and the recognition is long overdue. It's Dr. Gary Ledshaw for Sustainability Champion. I think he needs no introduction, but I still have to introduce him. So he's a retired physics professor and I think a founding member of Cupertino Sustainability Commissioner. He serves as co-chair in Cupertino Rotary Club Climate Action Committee and also chair of Guadalupe Regional Group of the Sierra Club Loma Prieta chapter. And he also is instrumental in Cupertino is as the early adopter of the all-electric building REACH code. And then he also is leading the city effort in climate action plan update. And so let's watch a video first.
This is actually an adventure at this point for me. Do you want to continue with this? I think we're going to have to hop the fence. What you're seeing here then is the pond that was built. So in an intense rain, we could prevent flooding in our homes in Cupertino. So I think with climate change and a drier California for the next century or so, the likelihood of this being used is very small. I never thought I was going to live to see significant changes, in the weather patterns and what's happening elsewhere with flooding, and even our droughts and wildfires in California. It's really scary times. I always had an interest in the environment, and in the 70s, climate change was not anything you read about much. There was concern about air pollution from cars. 2007 was sort of a game changer in that was the year The Inconvenient Truth came out, the movie that Al Gore did, and he formed after that a group who could access some very nice slides and some extra training on giving presentations. So since that time, I've done quite a few presentations to different kinds of groups, sorority groups, Rotary groups, certainly some in schools. A bunch of friends of mine have sort of formed our own little pilot. We call ourselves Secure the Future 2100. We read the science, we talk about it together, and give presentations. I'm kind of pushing the get more renewables out there, and the free market will take care of itself. The fossil fuel companies will find themselves with a dirty, poisonous, and expensive fuel compared to renewables. Well, I'd like to see Cupertino become very aggressive with electrification, which means they can use renewable energy to heat and cool and whatever else is necessary. I think of my grandchildren. I mean, they're going to face a different world. The next generation has a lot of tools that I hope they make good use of. I guess I would emphasize to move quickly, because time is not in our favor anymore. We've been too late. And you might find some of the first moves are mistakes. And that's okay. That's part of the challenge of something new. But that means you have to correct those mistakes and move quickly in another direction. Appreciate the recognition, and I really enjoy sensing that maybe I have affected more people's attitudes and lives than I might have thought of previously.
Let's welcome Dr. Gary Lutshaw, Sustainability Champion. Welcome to the stage.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So let's take a photo first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for this award. It was something I never expected. As was mentioned on the video, or maybe you mentioned it, I served on the Sustainability Commission, and I'm quite honored because I know this decision probably was largely theirs, if not exclusively. And that was 6 years of very enjoyable time dealing with colleagues and helping the city wrestle with our problems. I'm also appreciative. My son and daughter, there. She's doing a video of this. You got competition video crew. By the way, they have in this city an excellent video crew. I've been involved with video productions on the outside, and it's hard to pull off what they do so excellently. But to pick up on the video, we have a problem. We have a problem for these children, this little youngster here. And it's our duty, and it's the city's duty, and our duty as citizens to stand up and make sure that the city and ourselves do the right thing. I had planned to come here to say, I want Cupertino to have the first city hall that's all electric. However, I was at a fundraiser for somebody running, Linda sells her name, in Sunnyvale, and I met the mayor of Sunnyvale. They will have, in February, not only a fully electric city hall and city facilities, but self-contained electrically, because they will generate enough electricity to sustain themselves. So we can be number 2 in that. We could also, as a city, decide there will be no more gas used in this city. And let's say in 2029, it's very popular to say no or end gas flow in 2030. That actually is probably overly aggressive, but we can move in those directions. And I need the cooperation of everybody here, including, of course, the council people. So anyway, thank you very much. I'm very honored. I was very surprised. So have a good rest of the evening.
Well deserved.
Thank you very much. Our final award recipient of the evening is going to go to our Lifetime Achievement Award. Our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient this evening is Sharon Fong. And Sharon is a wonderful person and volunteer. She has been involved in volunteering for the Girl Scouts of America, and she has also been involved in volunteering for the Cupertino Toyokawa Sister City Committee Incorporated. And so every year when you go out to Memorial Park around this time of year and you enjoy the Cherry Blossom Festival for 2 days and its wonderful thoughtfulness and all the incredible art displays, the various interactive types of components that bring us to this time of year, you have Sharon and the Sister City Committee to thank for that. But I know seeing that Sister City Committee over the years have so much dedication for this particular activity, having gone with them on their 5-year delegation about 3.5 years ago to Japan, I know that this Sister City Committee works so very hard, and every time there's Sharon making sure that the events are coordinated well, making sure that people get to the right spot at the right time, and whether that be the right part of Memorial Park during the festival, or whether you're simply going to fly across the ocean to Japan, to Toyokawa, to greet your sister city compatriots, and vice versa. We have had so much coordination and efforts from Sharon, and it's much appreciated with regard to being able to bring this type of activity to our city. So why don't we look at a video of Sharon's activities.
The volunteer work that I mainly do is working with the Cupertino Toyokawa Sister City and also doing Girl Scouts Day Camp. It's like if we don't volunteer, nothing will get done. For Sister City, I am the first vice president, and my main focus is with the student delegation, where I plan and getting students to go to Japan and having the kids from Japan coming to us for visiting as an exchange, and working very closely with my counterpart in Toyokawa. My daughter was interested in going to Japan, and there was an opportunity to be part of the exchange. She had a wonderful time. I had a blast when the girls came to stay with us, and so I wanted a way to give back to the community because it was so worthwhile for us as a family. My youngest daughter also was able to participate, another wonderful experience. And so essentially I landed up, besides just 2 daughters here, I also have like 6 other daughters in Japan as host daughters. And then I had an opportunity to be a chaperone in 2016. Just makes me proud to see these kids grow into these wonderful adults. With Girl Scouting, since I no longer have any girls in Girl Scouting, my focus has been running an annual day camp up in our Sanborn Park area. And besides the student delegation, I do help out with the Cherry Blossom Festival as well.
When you have someone as invested as Sharon is in your community, the community benefits so much. She is tireless and just up for anything. And I love that in a volunteer. She's endlessly creative and positive and has just an overwhelmingly amazing attitude. It's citizens like Sharon that make a community and that inspire other people to become involved.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you're so awesome. Try it out. You never know, because you may find that you really enjoy doing it, and there are times when you do have to say no because your plate's full. But if there is a chance that you might find something that you really enjoy, so I do suggest that people really try to just go out there, try it once, you never know. And you know, that's a great way to just get to volunteer. Try it, you never know. That's what makes where we are today a community, because it doesn't take one person, it really does take a village to make things happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sharon Fong.
Thank you, Mayor Paul. I am extremely honored to be the recipient of the CREST Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you to the Cupertino Toyokawa Sister City members who submitted the nomination. The Sister City organization has been part of my family since 2007. My family of 4, of 2 daughters, grew to 6 additional daughters from Toyokawa Exchange Program. Thank you to my family, and especially my 2 girls, Tiffany and Brianna, because if it were not for their interest in the exchange program, I'm sure I would not be here this evening. The Sister City organization was truly an eye-opener for me to give back to the community because of the wonderful opportunities it gave to my 2 girls and to my family. Thank you to all the wonderful volunteers that I have met within the organization and the people in the city of Cupertino and CUSD, that without all of you, there would not be a student exchange program and the annual Cherry Blossom Festival. It is all because of you that I am standing here this evening. This award is not just about me, but each of you, because it does take a village to make a difference in our community. Thank you to all of you who volunteer for the city, as each of you are making a difference to so many people in our community, and especially of our young people, as they are our future and hopefully our future volunteers to keep programs alive and thriving. Again, thank you for honoring me with this prestigious CREST Award.
Thank you, Sharon. And that concludes our final award. I just want to make a few remarks in closing. Thank you to our City Council for supporting this over time. I think that if you look at our various activities represented here, whether you're trying to encourage science, technology, engineering, and math, or trying to advocate for sustainability, or trying to clean up the environment, or trying to make sure that people in need get the materials that they require. Whether you're looking at computer education for people who need that kind of help, and any number of things. The sister city committees across the country were started by President Eisenhower to make sure that we have a diminished amount and hopefully eliminated amount of conflict in the world. Whether you're doing any of these things, it really is a matter of trying to pull in the efforts of everybody within a community. And I want to be really observant of the fact that we are very lucky in Cupertino to be served by a great employee pool. I want to be I want to be thankful and recognize that the former communications director here, Brian Babcock, who was the communications coordinator when I was mayor in 2018, this is his brainchild. And so if you really appreciate this format, this look with the blue curtains and just the general kind of Academy Award feel of it, that's something that we work together to help deliver over the course of years. We truly do have an excellent city staff, and I think it's belied by the fact when you look at our volunteers, we really push ourselves. We push ourselves to think about what the really critical questions of the day are. We push ourselves to be able to reach out and help others, and to be able to, through camaraderie, help solve some of the more intractable problems of humanity, really. And so I do want to thank our city staff. Esther Kwan, who is now the acting communications coordinator, brought this forward. Our new city manager, Jim Troop. Katie Nomura, our deputy city manager. We have Kavita Ertandran, who is out there in the lobby helping coordinate. Our video crew, as Gary mentioned, is incredible. You can see that in the videos that were produced. Although Gary, I think they really went out of their way to make you look like John Wayne over there on the trail. So I think that was very much owed. We have Ron Bullock here, the facilities manager of Community Hall, Torrin Scott working at camera, Michelle Martin, a couple of people who no doubt were heavily involved in the videos, Ray Delgado as well as Pete Coglianese. So, I think the take-home message here is working together, we really make collectively Cupertino what Cupertino is. And so this is, I view, a celebration of all of these various interoperating parts that make our community what it is. And so I thank you for being able to bring forward all of that, all the best of us. And so I do want to close by stating that we have a very esteemed representative of our congressional delegate, Ro Khanna, here today. And so we are going to go ahead and provide certificates. Tom Pike from Ro Khanna's office, Congressman Khanna's office, is going to provide congressional certificates to our award winners, because we're just that kind of community, that we take it from the top down. And thank you very much, everyone, and have a great evening. Take care.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has, it's like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero. Good job, kitty cat. When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
In our town, there are everyday people who rise above to serve their community and bring us all closer together. Join us as we honor your neighbors who have taken the extra step to make Cupertino safer, greener, and more connected. Join us as we celebrate the 2021 CREST Award winners.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the 2021 Cupertino CREST Awards. CREST stands for Cupertino Recognizes Extra Steps Taken. Tonight, we are recognizing 4 individuals and 2 organizations for their spirit of volunteerism and commitment to the community. For the first time, we are hosting the CREST Awards outdoors. The COVID-19 pandemic has certainly changed a lot of other things as well about our lives for this past year and a half, but what it has not changed is our societal values. In my opinion, nothing embodies those values more effectively than volunteering of your time and efforts in order to make your community and by ultimate extension, our world, a better place. And that is what always gives me the greatest source of optimism for each of us, for our community, and indeed for everyone in the world, as we strive to have honest conversations and pursue, and forgive me, but I just still think that this is not all just talk, our basic social values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Here this evening are several of my colleagues on the Cupertino City Council. I'm going to ask that they join us in front of the photo backdrop when I call their names. First, we have Council Member John Willey. Next, we have Council Member Kitty Moore. And next, we have Council Member Hung Wei. We have 6 CREST Award recipients to present to tonight, and I'm joined by these 3 of my colleagues. Fortunately, those numbers work out just right, so that each of my colleagues will present 2 of the awards to the CREST recipients. I'll call up the council member presenting the award, and that elected official will provide some remarks about the CREST Award recipient. Next, the CREST awardee will be invited to come up and accept their award and give a few remarks. As you may know, I like to keep our meetings and events running well and on time, and our city staff does have another meeting to set up directly after our scheduled time here. And so we're asking that remarks from both council and from our awardees stay within a couple of minutes. After each CREST awardee has presented their award, we will have a brief photo opportunity with our city council. But before we begin with the award presentations, I am very pleased to be able to welcome a special guest this evening who directly represents our residents in Cupertino to the federal government and who is here tonight to help us celebrate our CREST Award winners. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Ro Khanna.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and let me tell you, it's great to be back home instead of in Washington, D.C. these days. And I am so honored to be here to honor the CREST awardees. I was reading about the backgrounds of all of the honorees and your commitment, particularly during the pandemic, to help the community, to help Cupertino, is an inspiration. I met some of the young folks we'll be honoring, and their commitment to the climate is just incredible to see. It's good to be back out at an event. It feels like forever, and I'm glad to see the community returning to life and hopefully many more months of declining cases and more activities. So it's just a privilege to be part of this. I'm going to keep to the mayor's admonition of keeping remarks brief and look forward to honoring everyone tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman. Just a wonderful job you do representing us in D.C. And I appreciate you keeping your remarks within the 2 minutes. Let us now present the first award and honor the first CREST awardee this evening. It gives me much pleasure to give you Councilmember John Willey to present the CREST Rising Star Award.
Whoa, boy, thank you so much. So I'm actually so honored to be presenting this Rising Star Community Volunteer Award to Kelly Tong, and I think if she could join us up here. A little bit about Kelly. She's been volunteering since 2018. She's on the Cupertino Teen Commission working on teen issues. She's on the Safe Routes to School Commission. She's on the Cupertino Youth Activity Board and president and founder of our Youth Environmental Power Initiative. Clearly, she is a very busy leader, and she's passionate about so many issues: health, our teens, safety, sustainability. With Kelly working on these issues, I know we are in good hands when this next generation is taking care of things for us. Kelly, thank you so much. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes. I'll keep it under 2 minutes. Hi, my name is Kelly Tung, and it is an honor to be here today. Having the privilege of joining the other outstanding CREST awardees is truly humbling. I want to take this opportunity to thank both my parents and the wonderful city of Cupertino for instilling a sense of community and volunteering within me. Cupertino has so many amazing community leaders and inspiring young activists who are actively fighting for a better today and tomorrow. My involvement with the city started when I was 12. I am very grateful to the Cupertino Sustainability Commission for providing me with a student grant to kickstart my own environmental project in my middle school called the JFK Green Commuters. Leading that project was a life-changing experience that taught me the responsibility I held as a youth leader and the influence behind my words. The year after, I was selected to join the Cupertino Teen Commission. Being a teen commissioner truly changed my outlook on life and inspired me to continue representing the youths in my community. I would like to deeply thank Danny Mestizo for all of his support and mentorship throughout these years. Danny is an exemplary and visionary mentor who has truly made a difference in my life. He has not only given me constant support and guidance, but has played a pivotal role in my development as a leader. Under his leadership, both the Teen Commission and Youth Activity Board have greatly improved the quality of life for teens in Cupertino. I also want to thank Cherry Wachowiak for being such an amazing mentor and role model. Cherry is one of the kindest and inspirational community activists I have met. I really appreciate and treasure the encouragement that she has given me for all of the initiatives that I take on. I am very fortunate to know and serve Cupertino with numerous community leaders and city staff, such as Jennifer Sheeran, Victoria Morin, Jan Magrini, David Stillman, Larry Dean, and our very own Mayor Darcy Paul. I will continue to improve the Cupertino community, and I hope that you all will do so with me as well. Thank you.
Very well done. And we'll present you with the award. X marks your spot.
Okay.
And then, come on. Next, we have Councilmember Hung Wei to present the CREST Organization of the Year Award.
Thank you, Mayor Paul. Cupertino recognizes extra steps taken. These group of young people, they don't let the pandemic stop them. When I met them a few years ago at De Anza College at one of the climate forums, I followed them. I saved their emails in my email box, and I am very honored to be recognizing them. They are the Cupertino Youth Climate Action Group. Please come up. All throughout the pandemic, they hosted webinars, forums, workshops. They talked with council members, assembly persons, and they work with other groups to identify and advocating for environmental focused bills while opposing those that have negatively affected the environment. They exemplify that the action is now. We don't wait for tomorrow. I'm very honored to be one of their advisors, and I'm going to tell them that I follow them personally everywhere they go, so I'm very honored to present them this award. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Council Member. Hello, I'm Gwen Azar. I'm one of the co-leads of our team, along with Elise, Sarah, and Ria, who couldn't make it today. I'd just like to start by saying that I'm really inspired to see cities like Cupertino uplifting and acknowledging youth voices, as the city is by honoring us with this award. I appreciate that I live in a place where our city staff and council members recognize what we already know, which is that we deserve a seat at the table and our voice is valuable and important. I want to say a special thank you to Hoi Poon and Tara Sri Krishnan, who are here today with us, for really believing in the power of our voice and the value of our opinions when they founded this team and our organization. You both really enabled kids like me who really didn't know much about climate advocacy and action, to be able to reach this point where now I can bring more youth into this space and aid them in utilizing their own voices, so thank you very much. I've been privileged to watch this group grow since our beginnings in 2019, and it's been a big source of meaning, assurance, and inspiration for me, as I know that we are an important part of the solution to the climate crisis as young people. I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish in Cupertino, and I look forward to a future of sustainability and climate leadership in our city. In addition to Hoi and Tara, I would like to thank the rest of our incredible mentors like Dash, who is here today, and Councilmember Wei. And I would also like to thank the rest of the brilliant and passionate youth of SYCA, both our team and all of our other city teams and action teams, who I'm honored to get to learn from and work with, as well as the city council members, sustainability staff, and commissioners that we've had the pleasure of getting to know and work with. And I look forward to continuing to collaborate with. Thanks again to the city for this award and for believing in the power of the youth voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you for everything that you do. It's good to see that our future is in such great hands. Next, we have Council Member Kitty Moore, who will be presenting the award for CREST Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am pleased to recognize our Volunteer of the Year, Joan Chin. Joan, Joan is a longtime volunteer for the Lions Club and has turned her focus and energy to address the problem of food insecurity and nutritional quality in our community. While she has collected, packaged, and delivered food for Thanksgiving dinners, Joan has notably worked to establish a vegetable garden through her connections with the Lions Club and Via West. Through her tireless effort establishing a garden and recruiting volunteers, 160 pounds of fresh vegetables have been provided for West Valley Community Services programs and food pantries. Joan Chin exemplifies the spirit of volunteerism and resourcefulness, going out of her way to care for the health and nutritional needs of our entire community through her innovative volunteering efforts. Please join me to congratulate Joan, our Volunteer of the Year.
I really appreciate this award because it's a way to highlight the work of the Lions Club. Cupertino de Anza Lions Club has supported our efforts at the farm, at the garden, and also has provided funding and a lot of volunteers, so a lot of volunteer hours. So I really appreciate how the Lions Club has had a chance to rise up at a time when everyone is behind their closed doors and unable to move around and encounter each other, but in a safe way. The garden progressed, and many people came together to make that happen. I also am happy that this highlights Via Services, which is an organization that is founded to help people with disabilities. The camp where the garden is located is there to help these young people with disabilities, and the whole farm to table program is sort of the highlight of the garden and the greenhouse, the intention by which they were built. Via Services has a lot of supporters, and in particular people who are contractors, builders, people who can donate materials, and has had both the Cupertino de Anza Lions Club and other service organizations for decades going out to develop that camp and in the service of the people who are disabled and need to be taught how to progress through their disabilities to become as independent as possible. So those two organizations, I think, deserve a lot of the benefit of this award. And it's because I was invited to lead a program there that I feel so privileged to be part of to be standing here and to be part of the efforts that these two organizations have supported. So I thank all the volunteers, not only the Lions Club, of whom there are many, and many who put many hours in, but also members of our community, and amazingly, even members from outside of our community. There's one woman in particular who's a Lion, comes all the way from the northern part of San Jose, and many days a week. Her name is Dagmar. Daggy is really my co-creator of the program. So she is not a Cupertino resident, but she deserves the recognition as well. And then I have another helper from Campbell who comes weekly, multiple times a week, and she's very helpful and has been for months at a time. So it couldn't be done without the community. It's the way the community comes together, enjoys each other, and does something good. That's really what the award is for. Thank you.
Next, we have the award for CREST Public Safety Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, and all our friends in the spirit of inclusion, once again, Councilmember John Willey.
Oh, I'm so honored to be able to present this award to our public safety champion, and this year it goes to Lee Stevens. Let's hear it for Lee, and come join us up here. Lee is a member of our community emergency response team. It's so evident that this is here to stay. We need to have an emergency response team for all the possible things, whether it's wildfires or floods or whatever. And many testing sites are needed, and Lee has stepped up and manned the testing sites for the COVID-19. It's a critical function for us to try to get this pandemic under control. It's slow to contain this virus, and so these efforts by Lee and the other volunteers are just tremendous. She's also volunteered at the vaccine registration events. Prior to those, she's been doing the extreme heat wave cooling stations for those that are affected severely by the high extreme heat and need to come to like the Quinlan or Senior Center for cooling stations to weather it through. She's been there for our community. Lee is a great example of our community, and I'm sure this encourages so many others, including her son, who's volunteering with her. So everyone, please congratulate Lee Stevens with me. And maybe you'd like to say a couple words?
So I want to thank Councilman Willey for introducing me. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank the City of Cupertino for considering me as well. And I do want to give a shout out to Tom Chin and Ken Erickson, because they organized it. I just showed up a lot. So I have to get them kudos for all of their hard work. So you may or may not recognize me. If you went and got COVID testing on most of the occasions, I was the one who met you in the parking lot and asked you if you had any symptoms. So that was me. I was usually I'm wearing my formal mask today, but most of the time I was wearing one with cute cats or dogs. I'm a veterinarian, and so one of my clients gave me about 5 really cute masks, and so I alternate through them. But today's the formal mask. But I do want to say that I did this as a way to give back to the community in a time when we were all kind of like huddled at home, and it was nice to be outside and see the sun. And specifically, I wanted to do it because I wanted a chance to be able to, one, experience doing some public service stuff, as well as he wanted to get away from Zoom and video games and things like that. So I thought it would be useful for both of us to do this together, and it's been really fun. I loved running into neighbors that I didn't necessarily see, colleagues who I wasn't seeing, so it had certainly some good mental health positive effects for myself. So I do have to go give you a few of the best moments because it really was an experience. One of them was, seeing the scared families around December when their kids were coming home from college, even as early as Thanksgiving. So these parents are showing up and they have this sheepish teenager who got exposed at college and was coming home to the family, and then being able to kind of allay their fears and tell them, this is what you do in the meantime until you get results, and then if it comes out, they'll tell you what to do if it's positive. But it was nice to be able to help kind of allay people's fears. Another fun thing was watching a reunion between a mom and her son. She basically made arrangements. She hadn't seen her son for 14 months. And so he'd gotten COVID in December, so he couldn't come home for Christmas. So here it had gone on for quite a while. And so she made arrangements, and so did he. He took an Uber from the airport and went and got tested and met his mom in the parking lot. And they had this lovely reunion in the parking lot where they hadn't seen each other. And, you know, he was, you know, she's like, I forgot you were so tall.